sunrise, new day's dawning, and it's calling you and me, where the mighty Mississippi flows by Memphis, Tennessee. We've got woodlands, fields, and water. Hey, there is no better way. You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Make some time, take the family, ask a friend, but don't delay. Listen up and learn about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Listen up and learn about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Good Saturday morning and welcome to another edition of the award-winning Outdoors with Larry Ray. Brought to you proudly by Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Barton Power Sports, Sportsman's Warehouse, and Best Care Home Services. Now, here's your host, Larry Ray.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome to Outdoors with Larry Ray. We talk outdoors in the next 90 minutes, and it's going to be a fast and furious show because we're going to be hopefully up in Caruthersville, Missouri, for the big Grizzly Jig spring event. That's what they call it, but spring hasn't sprung yet. It's yesterday I was in the Deer Woods. It was 22 degrees and right out of Bolivar, but of course I had my little heater and I had my heated jacket and I was really comfortable. And then also we're going to be out in Vegas today for a pretty good part of the show because the SHOT Show is going on, and that's the shooting, hunting, outdoor trade show, I think. Something like it. And I got an affirmative yes, not a negative, from Bill Cooksey, who was out there representing Vanishing Paradise. And Bill would normally be in the studio with us this morning, but I know he loves to go to Vegas and see what's happening. But hey, Bill, good morning.
Well, first of all, good morning, Larry. First of all, winter just got here, so it's too early to talk spring.
We'll talk about it because a lot of folks. This is a big deal. I mean, it's kind of stuck in Vegas now. I think I went to New Orleans. I think I went to New Orleans once or Atlanta. I don't know. But,
New Orleans was 99 or 2000.
Okay,
it was New Orleans, and it's been in Orlando a few times since.
Orlando,
basically. Vegas now is the only place with big enough facilities to handle it.
Really? Okay, so you say big. What are we talking about at the SHOT Show?
Well, you're talking about roughly 70,000 people coming through the doors during the 5-day event.
Oh, man.
You're also – one of the figures I saw this year last year a guy did a really good job and even figured out how fast you'd have to walk, but someone just took the number of booths and said if you wanted – to see every booth, if you just want to stop at every booth at the SHOT Show, and you started the minute they open on Tuesday, and you just go until the final bell, on the last day.
And so, what is that?
And you took no time to walk. Like if you could just teleport yourself from one booth to the next, you would have 56 seconds per booth.
Oh my goodness!
And it's about 18 miles of walkways if you were to walk the entire thing.
And so the drawing thing, what is this? This is really I guess, the coming out party. I mean, all these companies that have new products and stuff like that. So tell us what it's like being in there.
Well, it's changed a lot over the years, Larry. I mean, I've gone to SHOT Shows now basically since the beginning of them. I got to go to several as a kid. And back then it was, it truly was hunting, all the game call companies and clothing and all the stuff we think of in our hunting. Shooting, it was the same stuff that you see at MSSA every Saturday morning, at the trap and skeet ranges. And now it's a huge portion of it is devoted to tactical stuff and law enforcement. And so that's where a lot of, as a matter of fact, that's growing while our segment seems to be getting smaller and smaller every year.
And you say our
To
segment.
give you an idea of hunting,
Yeah,
the hunting
okay.
stuff,
Yeah.
this year there is one independent game call company here exhibiting. One. Fox. And they probably won't do it again. I mean, everyone else is out other than those who have been bought up by like a Pradco or something. And,
Yes, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
so they'll have a few in their booth.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's a big departure from what you probably saw last time you were here, and certainly what I grew up with. But it's still great being out here and seeing all the people. I mean, you see all the folks that you look forward to every year. And before you ask me what the biggest surprise was, this is one that embarrasses me.
What's that?
But your friend Bobby Cole,
Yes.
from Mossy Oak Biologic and Gamekeepers,
Uh-huh.
he asked if I'd seen the Gamekeepers magazine, and I was like, well, yeah, but I wasn't sure what to say because I remember seeing it, but I couldn't remember the content or anything much about it. And he handed me one, and I laid down in my hotel last night before I went to bed and started going through that.
Isn't it something?
That's one of the finest magazines I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, that's they sink some money into that magazine because they're going to make some money, and they know that Bobby can put it together when he's not writing a novel. That he takes care of all that. We've got Ron Wong on the line with us in Caruthersville. Hey, Ron. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. How are you? I had to walk outside a Grizzly Jig Company because they got a big metal building, and it's hard to get any phone service inside. But I am in Caruthersville.
Well, that's what Bill Cooksey's in Vegas. I know that's a combination, Caruthersville and Las Vegas, almost the same time, and both of
Big
y'all
town and a little town.
and both of y'all are getting outside so you can hear something. But Bill, Ron is telling us a little bit about the SHOT Show. And we're going to get back to you. Hang on just a minute, Ron, because we're going to talk about what's going on at Grizzly Jig, but Bill is walking those shoes, and I know, Ron, you've been to ICAST. Bill, you've probably been to ICAST, and some of those, and they're comparable, I would say, because of the size and quantity. And Bill was talking about, if he went to every booth in all that SHOT Show, he'd have to spend 56 seconds at each booth, and that's
and you would walk over 18 miles.
And you walk over 18 miles. Well, Ron Wong would probably spend 45 seconds and be through in an hour and a half.
That's the problem with those shows. They're so big that you really never get a chance to get around to see everything.
So what do you do, Bill, when you're at a show like this? And you're representing Vanishing Paradise. We know that.
Right.
So tell us what your routine is.
My number one thing is getting around and seeing all the companies that I call on throughout the year.
Yeah.
We call these companies to sign on to letters to push for restoration or to all the various things that sportsmen need out there.
Yeah.
A lot of times I call on, say, a Mossy Oak or a Mojo or a Haydell's Game Calls, or Rich and Tone.
Yeah.
And this is a place I get to see those folks face to face and just thank them for their help and kind of remind them I'll be calling on them again.
So this is a time.
So it's a lot different from the old days when I was in a booth all the time.
And Ron can talk about from the ICAST angle. Ron, you're there, products and stuff like that, and you do a great job of walking the floor there. But they're similar. One is really fishing. I mean, fishing zeroed in. ICAST will be usually what, Ron? Is it in July or something like that?
That's in middle of July.
Yeah, and of course it's in Orlando, I guess, again, if I'm not mistaken.
It is in Orlando again this year.
Yeah, and so here we got the middle of winter here, and this is when all the snowbirds are in Vegas now. So I guess, Bill, you got to watch that because you don't want to get hit by
let's see.
Anybody?
Right now we have SHOT Show. They have the World of Concrete, which is almost as big as SHOT Show. And evidently, starting tomorrow, the adult video awards will be in town.
Oh, come on, Bill.
I'm serious.
Are you
I'm serious.
Oh, you can't make that stuff up. You know,
Evidently, it's a big deal because all the Uber drivers know about it.
Oh, all the Uber drivers know about it. Well, now we've really gone from Caruthersville to the adult award winners out there. So
that doesn't happen in Caruthersville.
Oh, I bet it doesn't. Yeah. So anyway, we got Bill. I appreciate you checking in with us, buddy, and have a safe trip back and all these kind of things. I know when we get you on next month, we can tell how good the duck season was. Okay, all right.
Yeah, I'll look forward to it. And hey, anybody interested in trap shooting, today is the first Scholastic Clay Target Shootout at MSSA.
There you go. I knew he'd throw that in there. Thank you, Bill. All right, Ron. We're going to come back with you. We're going to come back with you. You're up at the Grizzly Jig. I think they call that the spring something. I don't know why it's spring, but it's a big.
Spring is about a month away.
Yeah, and we're going to talk a lot. Ron's going to hang on with us. We're going to come right back and go back to the SHOT Show with Mark Copley, who's representing Hunter Specialty. And then Ron will be here. We're going to talk a lot of crappie fishing on today's show, thanks to Ron up there at Caruthersville. So let's take our first break of the morning and be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray.